Hello everyone and welcome to the latest VM spyware install tutorial. So today we would be making ourselves a Windows 11 spyware virtual machine. So let's download this piece of software. You can go to this website microsoft.com/malware download, and you can select Windows 11, download. Choose the product language. I'll go English and turn, no, English US is what I want, so confirm. And verify or download, whatever, yeah. And this window opened up on my other monitor. I'll just save, okay. And yeah, while this downloads, let's run through a few steps. So the first thing that I'll tell you is that you need to follow this Rising Prism guide. It is one of the best in class. I'll just outright say this. This is where I learned it from. I just experimented a lot more with it, and I just experimented with a few things, and now I'm good. So editing Grub. Unfortunately, I do not use Grub, so I would not be able to show this step. But this is extremely important. So what you need to do is you need to edit your grub config, add a AMD IOMMU or Intel IOMMU, and just enable IOMMU in general. And then you would have to reboot. Let me show you how it's done on systemd. So cd boot, I think it's loader entries. So this is the one which was generated by Arch install. And here in this line where I'm initializing the RAM file system for linux.img, I'll add AMD IOMMU on and IOMMU equal to PT. Perfect. Now we can exit out of this, and this was the first step, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's check whether the IOMMU groups are valid or not. You can copy this piece of code, go to bash. Since I was using fish, I'll just make sure I go to bash, and let's search for our graphics card here, RX 570. Actually, let me do can I do this 570? No, I guess not. Oh well, let's just manually find. Here we go. I'm blind apparently. So here's our IOMMU group 15, and this contains it. Now, sometimes what happens is your motherboard would not support proper IOMMU group segregation. You just need to make sure, in order to run this pass-through, you need to make sure that your graphics card appears in its own group, and it has its video and audio controller separately. Now with some of the newer NVIDIA cards, you can also have your USB-C controller or something here, which is for the output, and that's totally normal. You can expect that. You just need to make sure you have at least two graphics card entries here, and they are within an IOMMU group of their own. Perfect. Now we have this checked. Let's go to configuring of Libvirtd. Now you can run any of these commands depending on your operating system. I already have it installed, but well, doesn't hurt to run it again. It will just tell that all of this is already installed. Let's run it anyway. Yeah, reinstalling, whatever. I won't go ahead, but this is what you need to do. Perfect. Now we would need to edit our etc libvirtd conf. So I'll copy this command, but one thing I would change is I do not like nano. I'll go with vim instead. And now let's find Unix sock group, Unix sock group. Make sure this is set to libvirtd. And sock RW permissions, you want to set these to 0770. Now at the very end, I have added log filters 1 QEMU and log outputs. So these are just these two lines, and we'll add these to the very bottom. Perfect. Now I'll exit out of this. Now you need to run these commands: sudo usermod ag libvirtd whoami. So we are adding our user to the libvirtd group here. Now since I'm in fish, this dollar doesn't work, but since if you're in bash or zsh, make sure you have this dollar and you don't remove it. But basically, yeah. Now we can start the service, enable the libvirtd daemon, and there we go. Now, another file that we would want to edit is the qemu.conf. Again, I'll just quickly replace it with Vim since that's the editor of my choice. And we need to search for user. So user, let's look for what I'm searching for. Yep, user and group. Change it to your username and your user group, and we would be good to go. Awesome. Now with this out of the way, let's make sure that there's not something else I need to do. So this is specific to Linux Mint, Ubuntu, and Pop! OS. Just make sure if you're running any of these distros, you also run this command. But since I'm on Arch, I do not need that. I use Arch, by the way. So configuring your virtual machine. Now here is where the fun starts. My Windows 11 ISO has already downloaded, and let's start working on it now. So let me quickly hop to a different workspace, Word Manager. I'll create a new virtual machine, local media, next. Let's browse it. It's in my downloads, Windows 11. Yeah, Libvirtd is smart. It's detecting it's Windows 10. Yeah, it's just Windows 10 on steroids, I guess, or something. Forward, let's give it 8192 right now. Actually, screw it. How much RAM am I using? Right now? 3.1 GB out of 32. Yeah, that's fine. I can give it 16. And yeah, 4. That's fine for now. So I'll just create a 40 gigs. Actually, let's create like 80 gigs. I don't want Windows to choke on itself. Forward, Windows 11. Customize before installation. Now this is extremely important. Finish, and we'll need to change this to from BIOS to OVMF code. And actually, I think we'll need the secure boot code, and we'll need to add our TPM. Actually, let me first try it without my TPM. I'm sure my motherboard supports it, but still. Apply and begin installation. Let's see if it works. Press any key to boot from the CD. Brilliant. It does. Now, yes, it's just like Windows 10, the bad GUI installer, but it's a bit worse. So install now. Actually, on another note, while it's running, if you want your disk performance to be really good, what you should ideally do is create a partition and pass it with its dev/sdxs address. So what I mean here is, for example, if I look at my storage device on my Windows 10 virtual machine, which I use to use Windows software, what I have done is I've added my NVMe drive and passed it. So what you need to do here is just choose select or create custom storage, and then here you can enter your path to your drive and you would be good. And this offers better disk performance, so I would recommend that you actually go with this. But since I'm already out of space on my other drive where I usually make VMs on, so I'm just going with QCOW storage. But if you want optimal performance, I would recommend you go with a direct partition. I'll just choose I don't have a product key for now. Let's go with Windows 11 Pro. Next. It's awfully slow. This PC does not meet the minimum system requirements to install this version of Windows. For more information, visit https ak.ms Windows systrack. Let's go there. I can't even like copy bad UI. What workspace was I on earlier? So I guess we do need our TPM to be there. I thought that we might not. So let's close this, I guess. Alright, so I quickly realized that actually in order to make it work, I need software TPM. So sudo pacman-s, let's say swtpm. Backgammon, of course, I'll spell it wrong. Pacman-s, software TPM. Let's go. Here we are. Let's go here. Virt Manager, Windows 11. And I was trying to do hardware TPM, but apparently I'm dumb. Let's go TPM version 2.0, finish. And let's give it a shot. Yeah, let's press escape. Type exit here. Select boot manager, and there would be a DVD-ROM. Press any key to boot from the CD. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and we are booting into Windows 11 installer. Let's use English, yes. Install now. Brilliant. I don't have a spyware key. Windows 11 Pro. Next. I accept. Next. Custom. Yes, just use this. Next. And here we go. We did it. I thought it's going to be difficult, but damn. It was simple. So I'll cut the video off for now, and we would be back after this step is done. I basically went to do something and it rebooted and it's now at the just a moment stage. I'll quickly cut right now because we unfortunately did not get to experience like a majority of the bloatwaring process now, but I guess it'll be fine. You can figure this out on your own. It's pretty simple. I'll just choose my country. Where's I? I is here. India. Yes. US. Yes. Want to add a second layout. Skip. Oh no. I forgot to turn off my internet and it's going to ask me for a Microsoft account. So well, actually I'll just sign in using my real one. I mean, yeah, I guess. When you're going to have a spyware experience, I guess you just like have the best then instead of cheaping out and getting like low quality spyware experience. Keep your PC on. Yeah, it's on. I wonder what would happen if I no, it's a bad idea. Yeah. Let's just do its thing, and once this is done, I'll be back. Alright, we're back in business, boys. Let's go. Name your device. Billy. Next. Alright, we're back in business, boys. Let's go. Name your device. Billy. Next. I swear I hate this just a moment screen. Another reboot. Let's go. And another just a moment screen. Setup for personal spying. Yeah, actually, I'll just quickly sign in. I'll cut off the video, I'll sign in and come back. I swear I hate this just a moment screen. Setup for personal spying. Yeah, actually, I'll just quickly sign in. I'll cut off the video, I'll sign in and come back. All right. So it just asked me for my to create my pin and stuff, and I'll just switch off all of these, accept. I could have actually just not used my Microsoft ID if I turned off the internet, but I wonder if it even works now, since earlier when I did that, it was like the leaked version of Windows 11 ISO. Only save files to this PC. Alright, we're at the godforsaken high screen. I guess what awaits next is just the Windows pure spyware experience. Okay, so here we are finally. And our Windows virtual machine seems to be working. Let's close this out, shut down. And let's go further onto our quest. Now, what you would need to do is, let me quickly move my browser, here. Now, what you would need to do is, you would need to acquire the ROM. Let's go to Rising Prism. And now, a quick note. If you are using an NVIDIA GPU by any chance, please do not download the ROM. Instead, dump it on your own following this guide. Unfortunately, I do not have an NVIDIA GPU to demo this, but it's simple enough and I think I can kind of trust you to do this. Please try dumping your own ROM. If you join my Discord server, we have a pinned comment and a text tutorial, sort of mini tutorial, which shows you how to do that. And once you have that ROM, you would need to patch it if you're using NVIDIA. If you're using AMD, just download it. Let me search for Gigabyte 570. And just download the latest version if you're using AMD. If it does not work, then only go to dumping your own ROM. But in most cases with AMD, you would not need to dump your ROM. Now let's see how you can patch it in case of NVIDIA. Now this step is absolutely not needed if you have an AMD card. So I'll just quickly refresh this page. Let's go with, why can't I use, there's a query string here. Let's go NVIDIA, Let's go NVIDIA. I don't know, I guess EVGA. I'm just randomly going with any card. Let's go with 1080 Ti. I'll just download this quickly. Download, where's the download? Yeah, download now. And it pops up here. Let's save this file. Now, I would need you to use an editor called Bless. And in it, open this. So EVGA 1080, whatever. And now what you need to do is you need to search in text for video. As text for video. Here we go. Now what you need to do is select everything above this line. So if this line contains video, I'll select everything above this. I'll quickly just select it and delete this. Now export this ROM from here, export. No, sorry, save as, I think. Save as, and then you can continue with what I would say after that. So now what you need to do is you need to place that ROM in either /var/lib/libvirt/vbios or /user/share/vbios, depending on whether you have AppArmor or whether you have SE Linux. Now let me show you where I have placed it. For me it's in var libvirtd vbios, and here's my gpu.rom, which I have placed. You will need to make sure that the permissions are set to 660 and you actually own the ROM file. I actually have not had to run any of these commands, and it has still worked, but since this guide mentions it, I'd rather just run them. So after this, you would need to git clone this URL. So clone this repository, git clone. Oops, I'll just cd pkg cd, actually mkdir tutorial, cd tutorial, and git clone this. Cd into it, and you just need to run install hooks.sh with sudo. I will actually not do that since I already have these installed. And next, what you need to do, and this is important, is to edit that hook. So sudo edit /etc/libvirt/q/hooks/QEMU, and here we'll have to add an OR statement. So what you need to do is, I'm sure you'll only have like Windows 10, it will not even be called Windows 100. So just ignore this Mac part. What you need to do is add this right here, object, and we'll need to make a comparison. And if its name is Win11, then we basically do this. Now let's add our graphics stuff. So Virt Manager. I'll actually open my Windows 10 VM for reference. And let's open our Windows 11 also. You absolutely do not need this. You can just you just need to have the path, but since I already have it specified here, I'm just going to copy the path from here. So add hardware, PCIe device, first instance of the 570, and then I'm recording, right? Yeah. And then second instance of the 570. Now I'll just copy this line from here. You need to add it below the source, apply, and here too, below the source, apply. So there we go. We have our graphics card passed now. And what we would need to do is we'll need to remove our display spice stuff. So remove this device, remove video QXL. We don't need those. And I guess also remove sound. We won't need this either. And yeah, now comes the moment of truth. So now the moment of truth. Let me quickly just start this. And let's see. So I have not passed over my USB interface, so my mouse and keyboard would not work, and neither would there be any sort of sound. But all we're really looking for is a post, and here we go. It seems our graphics card pass-through has worked. And yeah. Alrighty, so the graphics card pass-through worked. Now, what we need to do next is add our USB controller. As you might have noticed, you cannot do anything apart from just see the screen, which is like a bad experience, I think. Add PCIe host device. And I'll just quickly add my USB 3.0 controller. Yes, add this. And I shall be good to go. Now, since we need to performance optimize this, we'll also CPU pin. So what that means is we'll just use this CPU tune. And I'll also change the CPU placement. So the first thing I'll do is remove this host pass-through. Topology, manually set it. I'll set 7 cores, 2 threads per core, and 1 socket. I can go here. vCPU placement, it would be 14. Apply. And now I can add this. So what this does is that it assigns the virtual cores to your physical cores. It's ideally best to pass cores within the same CCX or core complex. So what I have set here is that my emulator pin is set to 0 to 1, so core 0 and 1 would stay with the hypervisor, and cores 2 through 15 would be passed to the virtual machine. And basically that's it, and this would increase your performance. And now for the memory, I'll actually bump it up since now we have it passed through. So I'll just give it 24 gigs instead. 24 gigs. And now let's give it a shot again. So before we give the CPU pinned VM a spin, what we need to do is we'll need to enable topo.ext, or hyperthreading won't work with our CPU. So for that, let me quickly go to Rising Prism Guide again and editing XML. Here it is, topo.ext. We can add this quickly, hit apply, and we're done. If you're using NVIDIA, you can follow this. This is only needed with older drivers, but doesn't hurt. It's just like a sanity check, sort of. And now that we have this done, it's time for the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. So let's finally try this out. This is our final test, and if it works now, then, well, then it just works. So here we go. I'm just hoping it does work, otherwise I'll be disappointed. Well, and here it is, Tiano Core. That means it works. And with that said, that's it for this tutorial. After this, you'll just need to set up your Windows virtual machine as you would on like a regular desktop. Just install your drivers, your games, your software, or whatever you want to do with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. It has been amazing with the support I have been receiving lately. I had never thought I would cross 1,000 subscribers, and it has been insane. If you like this video, please subscribe, as it really makes my day. And leave a like, and if you have a question, ask it in the comment, or better, join my Discord server, the link for which would be in the description and the pinned comment, and ask for help there in the VFIO channel. Again, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.